up everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with a Great War mod. We're playing as the Austro-Hungarian Empire in World War I, and last time around we had the Battle of Paris, followed by the Battle of Orléans. Since then we have marched on, and Hützeldorf is about to attack Robert Neville at the bridge right here. So that's one of the battles we're going to do today. We're also going to do battles further south, as after we took Marseille, we now need to continue on to Toulouse, and then possibly further. But those are the two battles that we're going to focus on today. Before we go ahead and do that, we want to take a look at what's going on in Finland. I'm going to land these troops finally, and they're going to join over here. The enemy troops within, the Red Guards, are dying like flies. They're losing tons of men due to attrition, which is very good. Plus that we now get a pretty hefty supply of troops. About 1,500 men extra, so we're doubling in size almost, and the enemy's got really nothing to put up against us, so they'll surely lose over there. One thing that I was a little bit curious about was why the Spanish haven't been able to retake this. The French have had put very few troops, as we discovered as we moved around. I noted that there might be a hidden full stack somewhere that was marching maybe on Madrid, but I noted that there wasn't really that much going on in this region. Maybe I can even have a fighter plane gonna go into this region, take a look. That I noted that nothing was really going on. That showed us nothing. The bomber plane then. That not a lot was going on. They have a full stack here, they had another full stack somewhere around here, so I was wondering what was going on. And when I moved an aircraft around, I noticed this. So my reconnaissance aircraft, Franz Eimhoff, was out flying, and you notice this. Republican revolutionaries in Spain. And when I moved over to the capital, we can see the money is going down. That can be only the indication of bankruptcy. They've got 15 minus for bankruptcy, clamor for reform, cultural difference, don't know what that means really. The Spanish are not doing too well, and when I go over diplomatically, take a look at them, meager. That's roughly at the same destitute. So, by the wisdom of our current Kaiser, we're going to offer them a stimulus packet of 80,000 Austrian kroner as a relief for them, to make sure that they are able to stay in the war and stave off. It's going to be interesting to see once I end turn, see if it actually upgrades them to, like, I don't know what sort of the medium level is, but hopefully they'll jump up to that. With that said, I think we'll start off what the battle I think is going to be more difficult. I don't think this one's going to be too difficult. I, however, think the river crossing might be difficult. Now, this army has suffered a lot of attrition, so I don't know, not entirely sure if that's winter attrition or the fact that the French most likely also are experiencing bankruptcy. Yeah, they're rapidly increasing bankruptcy here. War weariness, very heavy bankruptcy, in fact, minus 200. So they're not doing too hot. With that said, we're gonna have Hützeldorf continue on. And he's gonna fight the French at this bridge. It's heavily in favor of us. A lot of these units are cut down severely. Oh, it's all combat engineers. They've got trench gunners, they got snipers, got some artillery. It's gonna be difficult then. Not so much, I mean I could out-resolve and kill all of them quite easily, but when I actually play it, it's gonna be a bridge battle. So there's only a few places we can cross. They've got 5 units of combat engineers. It's gonna be bombs everywhere. And I think this gun, at least, is going to be fixed artillery plus machine guns. So it's going to be pretty difficult to actually cross the river without suffering heavy casualties. However, this is the last resistance of what they have in northern France. Hetzeldorf, as long as his army survives the battle, he's going to have no problem actually taking over Brittany with the forces at hand. With that said, we're going to go ahead and play this battle. So without further ado, let's go ahead and attack. Last video, the enemy kind of learned-ish from the Battle of Paris and seemed to have improved their deployment in the second battle. I thought they had a really good chance of locking this down for themselves, making it hard for me to advance across the river. With 5 units of combat engineers being able to deploy ahead of the line, putting down bombs, you could have easily kind of locked down these areas. But instead the AI decides to lock down this area, or put all the bombs over there. Which is rather odd, because there's no... when would I march into that area? With that said, here's my deployment. So I've got all my Jagd commandos on this side. We're going to take these 2 houses. So we've got a farmhouse over here we're going to take control of. And then we also have this big warehouse over here that we're going to take control of. It's got good views out of that one. Actually, I think even can fire over the ridge, which is going through there. Back here, though, what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna detonate the bombs by sacrificing one of my units. I want to detonate all those bombs at the same time and just blow the entire place sky high. If anyone survives, they'll get gunned down by the remaining combat engineer, tank, snipers, a machine gun. I think even maybe the gas will target these guys first. We've got the forward artillery observer over there. Now for the advance, because these Jagd Commando need support, we've got cavalry, or mounted infantry, is going to move up, followed by 1 infantry regiment and 1 Feldjäger. It's going to move up on that side across the river crossing. Over here, we've got the tanks. It's going to cross the bridge together with the Kaiserjäger. With all of that said, we're going to start off looking at this, of course. And let's start. So the first thing that happens is the bombs explode. I think we detonated all of them. Remaining combat engineers are now getting gunned down. I'm gonna just charge these guys into the houses now. I'm gonna get the cavalry to cross and the infantry to follow. Anyone that survived either got taken out by the machine guns, the gas, and so on. Even the tanks got in on the action. I'm gonna start marching across now. None of those combat engineers are gonna survive that. I can't really see if any of the bombs actually survive that. Could be. But now let's focus on actually winning the battle. So we've got rifle grenadiers. Could be dangerous. I don't know if they can actually break down the house. Seems like the enemy is kind of concentrating over there. I'm gonna order the gas cannons to actually reselect. They seem to have forgotten that there are more enemies on the field on the other side of the river. I guess we'll keep these two here, there's no point in moving them over. We've got machine guns trained on the cavalry, so we cannot dismount them and attack or move that way right now anyways. Oh, these guys are getting hit by the rifle grenadiers. I think then, I guess, we'll move the cavalry down towards here instead. And maybe swing them around this way towards that side instead. Oh shit. The bloody railgun seems to always hit the wrong area. I imagine it's aiming for like this unit, and then it's moving here, boom, and then boom, and then boom. But it's gonna hit my own troops if it continues that way. Let's see, where are those machine guns going? They're slowly rolling them forward here. I could possibly risk these guys. Want the infantry in this region. The house is still okay. Not too many Jagd commandos actually lost, and all the enemies were taken down over there. We're gonna focus now towards this. Are the tanks going across? I am trying to send over the Kaiserjäger. It could be actually better to stop them on either side of the bridge. Same with the tank column. And actually stop that, as we've got enemies right on the other side of the bridge. Let's see. Are the machine guns? They're firing for the house, I think, possibly. No, they're firing towards these guys, I think, which... I mean, they have to drop the bullets pretty low if they're gonna get them to there. So... my cavalry should be fine in the attack over there, and then the infantry will follow suit after. We'll sustain quite a bit of fire, so I think what we'll do is we'll dismount them and move them into position. We're avoiding the machine gun fire. It's too late for them. Here comes the charge. At the same time I noticed there was flames going off over here. Flamethrower unit, and then there's some actually flanking the Jagdkommando. However, they should receive quite a bit of fire from the houses. Yeah, I can see a lot of fire going out here towards these guys. And it looks like the cavalry is also putting down fire, so we'll hold them in the position they hold. Cavalry was successful over there. Why don't you go down, take out the snipers, and then the infantry will roll up over here. Looks like we took out the enemy artillery. We blew up their artillery position. We can see the enemy... oh, there! The enemy collapsed. The enemy has collapsed at this point. I want to see if I can get the tanks over the river, though, by using the bridge. And there, we are victorious. Very nice. Here's the statistics of the battle. We deployed 1700 men against 1300 enemies. 400 of our were lost compared to 1200 of the enemy. A lot of them are probably exploded right off the start. Jagdkommando is the one that killed the most with 234. Followed by Kaiser Tirolejägern, which I'm kind of surprised that they were part of here. Not a lot of kills compared to other battles, but then again it wasn't a big battle. And with that, the road to Brittany is open. And we're gonna march directly there and not wait for anything. Then it's up for the second battle, which is going to be Victor Dankel versus Marie-Emile Fayol, whatever. Is he not going to reach him? Who's going to reach him? Okay, I can have other generals then reach the other generals actually reaching him. But then we're not gonna get all the tanks and stuff. Thing is, what we could do is we could end turn and see if they drag this stack into it as well. And then compared to that small battle, we'll have a big battle here. And that also gives us time to get closer to ending the Soviets up here. So let's go ahead and conduct that. I also want to see how well the Spanish deal with my stimulus packet. Let's go ahead and end turn, shall we? After the end turn, the French army inched closer. It's Ferdinand Foch coming in with tanks and anti-tank snipers and stuff. So he's closing in. He's not as close as I want him though. I want him even closer to the point where it all drags into one battle. So I think we're actually going to end turn once more. Before we go ahead and do that, I want to just end the situation up here. We lost 100 men against 2,500, almost 600, 2,600 Frenchmen. Peacefully occupy this. We're gonna check on Finland, and then we also, before that, we're gonna check on Spain. So I have had my spy plane go ahead and look at what the forces are. So if we look at the capital, it's almost all Hussar, 11 units of Hussars, 2 units of heavy howitzer. Then it's got 6 units of light infantry, 1 normal infantry battalion. So that's what the government forces have. They also have 2 Royal Guard, they have a heavy howitzer and something here, I don't know. And the Revolutionary Force got, at this point, very little. They have the general, who's in command of this, is Lucio Taran, or however you want to pronounce that. He's got a broken up Dragoon unit, lots of broken up Hussar units, another Dragoon. 28 sailors, some civil guard reserve battalions, and a full unit of sailors. There's no way he's gonna be able to break through that, so it looks like Spain is in the clear. However, the bankruptcy seems to be... it seems to have worked, actually. My stimulus packet seems to have... is reducing it, so it is at 14. It's set to be reduced to 13. Then we can also see here we have a predicted industrialization, which is almost doubled. It's going to increase by 7 points from 9 to 16, and that's because I imagine they took all of that stimulus money and they put it down to actually increase their infrastructure. So we can see every single kind of area, oh sorry, within Spain is actually being upgraded. Every port, every depot, everything is being upgraded within Spanish territories. It seems like they're gonna survive this revolution. And then we'll go over up here. We'll add these guys to this force. It's 2 turns left. They've got barely anything left there, so they're done for. Finland is about to come into action after 2 turns. We're gonna end turn here. Hopefully these guys will consolidate their power and it will be one final huge battle to end this series. With that said, let's go ahead and end turn. Here we go, finally! I've done a few extra end turns, so we're now at the finishing line for the Soviets. They have 600 men, this last 600 men loyal to their cause, against almost 3,000 under the command of Franz Rohr. With that said, it's a pretty straightforward outer assault. And we only lost 103 men compared with the enemy, which lost every single man. And with that, a new nation arises. Unfortunately, we ran into some problems with liberating Finland. It turns out that I cannot liberate Finland. I cannot just go ahead and conquer the region, and I noticed also that I couldn't retreat, so I had to roll back one save to actually fix that, which meant that I had to crash the game 3 times in order to figure out, so that took quite a while. Meanwhile also, the French did not consolidate the position like I thought they would. Instead they went into full retreat, and we landed in what is currently the situation. So I hold everything except the one province that France took in Spain. I have destroyed all of their major stacks except for this one. So we got Ferdinand Foch, the last commander of the French. He's got a full stack, the only real viable target for me. Hutzeldorf has moved down from the north. He's gonna go ahead and attack. And with that, we're gonna play the final battle of this campaign. So let's go ahead and do it. They have 1700 men. They have a tank, flamethrowers, Polish infantry, some Zouaves, anti-tank rifles. They have their own assault battalion, a grenadier unit. Got pretty good artillery, 2 machine guns, combat engineers. Interesting that the French have so many combat engineers. One thing about the combat engineers, or the bombs in general, is the fact that you can see them, or see that red spot, makes it like, I've tried so many times, or really, in terms of the AI, they're never going to be able to hide a bomb from you, so you're never accidentally going to run onto a bomb. I have managed in one of my multiplayer games to actually I hid the bomb, but then I had to put it in such a way that you could barely see the red, especially if you were focused on a lot of other stuff. I don't know why I went... anyways. So I actually got... But it's really hard. So I'm wondering if that could somehow maybe be reduced. Yeah, I mean, it obviously would be a really shit experience to walk onto it. But I think it would be rather interesting if you have a battle where you're pretty set to win, and then you accidentally walk onto and bomb the AI set. And also for just for multiplayer purposes as well, just because it stands out pretty easy depending on where you put it. Anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and play the final battle, shall we? And so here we are for the final battle of this campaign. What I've gone ahead and done is I've gone ahead and put my Jagd Commando up here in the forest, put a combat engineer up here, put a bomb in case they want to charge. These guys are just gonna hold until infantry reinforcements plus tanks are able to move up. We've got cavalry in the back, ready to plug any gap. And yes, that's about it. But then you might also have noticed the enemy engineer has placed their bomb right here. Maybe I can even... I can't see the actual bomb, but you can see the red dot very easily from everywhere, so it's not like... I mean, maybe if you put it... You have to be clever with it and maybe put it hidden in a deep forest, kind of like this. Or maybe this one, you can actually maybe hide it. Because if you look for this... Now this red dot seems even more actually bright red than the other one. You can easily see how someone from this side, kind of not looking too closely, could miss that within the forest. But that would obviously... it reduces the chances of bombs. But maybe that's just as well, as they are really bloody dangerous. If you walk a unit on that, there's no way that unit's gonna survive. With that said, let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna start by retreating this unit. And then we're gonna look at the destruction of that combat engineer unit that put that worthless bomb up here. Oh, they're even hit by gas? That's how... look, damn, that's how quick we started getting the gas going as well. Let's send forwards the troops. So let's start with the infantry marching forward. Then we're gonna add the male tanks and the snipers to advance on that side. And over on that side we're gonna get the female tanks to advance. And there's nothing else that needs to advance. We're gonna send the... so let's send the combat engineers over there. So right now the Jagd Commando is still hidden in the forest. Actually, let's slow them down. Because I do believe the enemy tank... ah, look at that. This is the female version. So they've got machine guns on the side. None of these weapons point straight forward though, so you would have to tilt the weapon if there's an enemy right in front of you. Is he gonna get hidden in the forest? No. Alright, get started, get blasting. We're gonna blast the enemy's field guns. And then gas can fire wherever it wants. We can kinda see what the enemy has deployed. So we see trench lines going through here. So they definitely have some infantry all the way over there that we can't see. We've got some old style Zouave units moving through the forest here. 32nd Regiment. With a French officer moving right there. And then next to them we got 31st Infantry. So late style infantry. Polish infantry. Moving forward. Very slowly though. Gas hitting the tanks. I don't know how useful that is. I'm kinda lacking infantry. You know what? To scout out the enemy. Oh, what's that in general? To scout out the enemy, we're gonna send our cavalry to the flanks to kind of figure out where they are. Kinda very unnecessary to try and flank or trying to hit these guys with gas. The Jagd Commando is still hidden in the forest. The bomb is right over there. I kinda wanna move back. If we can sneak back, and maybe this guy will actually move on to the bomb, which would be pretty cool. Now they're hitting these guys very hard with the gas. Looks like the Zouaves are moving right towards it. The supporting infantry will take positions on the flanks of the forest. Let's see, is he gonna walk onto it? Yeah, he's definitely gonna walk onto it. If we just give him enough time. Cavalry's moving in. Let's get a close-up of this when he walks in through the forest here and gets annihilated. Where's the bomb? It's right over there. And he's repositioning himself. He's actually moving away from the bomb right now. Got some fire going on here. The enemy charged my tanks! The bastard charged my tanks! And that almost made me miss the bomb, but we lost 10 crew, but we're about to... oh, look at that. They're slowly... the bomb is right there! What? They they constantly manage to avoid it. Is the enemy general gonna ride onto it now? Could very well be. Oh, it just passed through it. Right, turn around and open fire on the enemy. Have we destroyed the enemy tanks? We've kind of decrewed. We've decrewed them at least. And one of them. Wait, one of them is. One of them is escaping over there. Oh, is he gonna? Oh, you're so close though. Oh, now they're gonna actually detonate it. Ah, no! They retreated right before it! You can't be serious! What is going on? Oh, they're coming back? No! Just to retreat! So many times they just skirted it! Wait, the battle is already over? We've already won? The only thing is left is the elite grenadiers moving forward. And they're not gonna march onto the bomb. Wait a minute! Ooh! Every single one of those retreating Zouave units got hit with gas and they just died in formation right there. Probably best if you don't. Oh yeah, they're stuck now because they've remanned the. They've remanned it, so the engines are broke on all these because of the cavalry charge. Well, I guess we're gonna have to gas them. Let's have the cavalry just sweep in, check the sides, so there's nothing else left. I just saw something retreat over here. Okay, we've got... Last enemy unit is a sniper unit hiding on that hill. And as I hit it with the gas, they all decide to retreat. Or try the best anyways. There's another unit over here. What is that? Flamethrower unit. It's out of range for everyone. Right, but clearly this battle is already over. Oh, I don't need to cut away because we've got cavalry coming in to take care of these guys. Oh, they came back? Just to retreat once more. But that is the last unit. Charge! And the enemy was gone. Right. Let's go back to the campaign map. And here we have the result. We deployed almost 4,000 men against 1,700 enemies. We lost 300 men against 1,300 of the enemy. Only 400 Frenchmen remain. We'll continue to chase him down. And boom. They're gone. We can start to move. We've got this last region left. It might be that the Spanish could quickly move in and take it and end the French. But once that's done, the campaign is over. Unfortunately, as I explained, this kind of broke down and didn't really work out. I'm not entirely sure why. It could be something that with the Soviets dying over losing that as their last area, or maybe it could be the fact that the I don't know, the Navy might be a problem. The fact that they're kind of still alive or something. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, well, there's no point in really me chasing after all the French here, because that might lead to a crash as well. So I think looking at what we've got right now, I mean, there's no one they're gonna stand up to us. So Germany has taken all of controls all of that. I control all of France, all of Italy, all the islands, my puppet state of the Greeks, my puppet state Romania, and then I control all of Russia, and then my puppet state of the White Russians. The Finnish, I basically got them under control. There's no nation that can withstand it. The British here, I mean, they've got nothing. Look at that. They're starting to get bankruptcy as well. They've got no money to keep all of these armies under control. They're seconds away from revolt or something. They could easily be, you know, they'd probably fall to revolt or something. And we're not going to bother trying to recruit ships to land armies to fight the British. So we're going to end it here. If we're going to fight the British, we can do that in some other campaign. Or we could see about doing custom battles. But right now, after I don't know how many hours I've spent on this because of all the crashes and stuff, so I'm kind of tired of this right now. So yes, here we have it, the end. Austria and Germany stands victorious. They control Europe. No one stands against us. With this, I will go ahead and do a vote, but at some point, the thing is, I'm running a Russian Revolution campaign, and I think we'll switch over to that first, and we'll see how that goes before deciding to do something else. I'm also probably gonna wait a little bit to see some more updates regarding you know, new armies, stuff like that, bug fixes, whatever. But yeah, here we've got the end of the Austro-Hungarian campaign with total control of Europe in the hands of the Germans. And with that, we're gonna end the campaign right here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.